Damian Lillard's professional career took off with the Trailblazers and won him the NBA Rookie of the Year award, officially announcing to everyone that he's here and he's here to stay. Yet a lot of people just can't stand the guy, and there are a couple reasons for that too. Here's why Damian Lillard is one of the most hated players on the court. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Not just a basketball player. He signed a $120 million contract that's going to last 5 years with his team. Before long, he also earned the title of fastest player in NBA history to have scored 600 three-pointers and a lifetime peak of 51 points in one game. In spite of numerous injuries, Lillard holds the current record of the fastest player to acquire 10,000 points in professional basketball. He was given the Magic Johnson Award and is a celebrity in the US. He's also a rapper and hip-hop artist who has put out 2 hugely popular albums and a few singles. His social media handle, 4Bar Friday, acts as an open and free platform for aspiring rappers to upload their videos on Instagram and get their names out there. He also owns a shoe line known as Adidas Dame, which is an homage to his love for skating when he was a kid. This young basketball player has a lot on his plate right now. What comments did he make about Steph Curry? Defending Stephen Curry is not what it used to be before, and Damian Lillard knows all about that. He went on Warriors pregame live before going up against Curry's Golden State Warriors. The Portland Trailblazers star player Lillard spoke about the growing problems that Curry has been dealing with while on offense so far. With the injuries the Warriors are dealing with and Steph playing with a younger team right now, he's seeing that it's tough to get those quality looks right now, said Lillard. It's different from what it's looked like the last 4 or 5 years for him. He's trying to get quality looks and get a clean look so he can make a good one. He just doesn't really have that luxury to just take one from that deep just to be taking it. He's seeing that it's tough to get those quality looks right now. It's different from what it's looked like the last 4 or 5 years. Lillard's comments gained him some controversy, with some seeing it as a backhanded shade towards Curry, Lillard's old nemesis. Many NBA fans thought Lillard, while established in his own way, isn't in a place to comment on legendary players that way. Lillard and the Blazers would go on to win against Curry and the Warriors in a 123-98 blowout. When asked his thoughts about Lillard's comments on Saturday, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr actually agreed, saying he thought that Lillard was right to say that and that the team was right to remove him, and now they should focus on putting him in more advanced positions. Curry is still at the top of his game. To be honest, even though many people were irked, we don't believe that Lillard's comments came from hate and useless shade, because as we all know, NBA stars love to throw shade at each other. It's clearly much simpler for opponents to help off Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre to hold back Curry than it was for them to help off Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. In fact, one of Curry's ex-teammates even made some comments which said pretty much the same thing, so maybe the hate towards Lillard is a little uncalled for in this case. What's the beef with Skip Bayless? Bayless has targeted LeBron James' supremacy many times, saying he isn't the GOAT. It always gets social media aflame, but since the NBA started once again, Bayless directed his focus from King James to Damian Lillard. To begin with, he said Lillard in fact wasn't a superstar. Then, after being mocked for the statement, he doubled down. Lillard wasn't about to have his feathers ruffled by Bayless, but even after being removed from the playoffs, Lillard still ends up on the short end of the Bayless rants. On an episode of Undisputed, Bayless didn't like Lillard taking a stand for James on Twitter. But what's wrong with Lillard defending one of the all-time best ever to enter the court? Seems like no matter what you do, there's always going to be some people who have a problem with it. Skip was just baffled by this because Damian was set to play against LeBron too. But is he also his biggest fan? There's nothing wrong with some good spirit between two opponents. This isn't the first time that a player has publicly expressed admiration for their opponent. In the eyes of Skip Bayless, a player admiring a master of their sport is somehow controversial and wrong. But we don't see any reason for Dame's statements here to have caused such a stir. Involvement with Chauncey Billups. Damian Lillard replied to criticism about his part in the Trailblazers deciding to hire Chauncey Billups. The Trailblazers, not to anyone's surprise, ended up choosing one of Damian Lillard's 2 pre-approved choices as the team's new coach. Just because Chauncey Billups is headed for Portland, though, doesn't mean Lillard is happy, not yet at least, as he faces criticism about his part played in the Blazers hiring an accused rapist. A Yahoo Sports Sunday piece by Chris Haynes, a Lillard friend, says that Lillard never said Billups should be hired and had no idea about a sexual assault allegation made against Billups, which also happened more than 20 years ago. Immediately after rumors came about that Portland's search for Terry Stott's replacement had ended with Billups taking the job, many Blazers fans didn't shy away from expressing outrage at the team's choice. Not because Billups, heralded for his work as an amateur assistant with the LA Clippers and long considered one of the league's sharpest basketball minds, doesn't have the coaching ability to help take Portland past its current slump, but because he was accused of sexually assaulting a woman in 1997 and later continuing to settle a civil lawsuit taken up against him by his accused victim. Fans of the Blazers have expressed outrage towards the organization for giving Billups the coveted job, who lately served as an assistant coach for the Clippers and also worked as an NBA analyst for ESPN. No criminal charges were filed, and Mercer and Billups settled a civil lawsuit, with the one accusing him for an anonymous enormous sum of money 3 years later. Walker also settled a lawsuit with the accuser, who claimed Walker didn't try to stop the alleged rape. Yeah, with all that's going on today, this one seems like a pretty legit reason to hate on the guy. Not cool. Before hiring someone obviously you know about their past controversies, pleading ignorance in a case like this isn't gonna cut it. Clippers feud. Somewhere during the Damian Lillard Clippers feud from a year and a half ago, Ayesha Curry tweeted out that Stephen Curry had beaten everybody partaking in this fight, and we hate to say it, but she has a fair point. Animosity was high between Damian Lillard and the Los Angeles Clippers not too long ago in the NBA bubble. The Blazers went 6-2 in their 8 games, with one of their 2 losses coming at the hands of the Clippers, who poked fun at the 6-time All-Star for famously missing 2 consecutive free throws that would have given Portland the win. While playing, Patrick Beverley was the one who started the feud as he was making fun of Damian Lillard for the missed shots. Everything blew up once the final buzzer blared loudly as Dame talked his talk in the presser that comes after, reminding all the naysayers and haters that he sent both Paul George and Pat Bev home in the playoffs earlier. Honestly, by the looks of it, it just seems to be bad luck. But Damian gets a lot of bad rep for this, even though it's an honest mistake. Just not good enough. Some people just think that Damian isn't good enough to be part of the NBA and believe he hasn't earned his spot there. Damian knows that, and he has said that people are always going to hate, and that's just the way the world is. We're glad to see he's not really taking any of it to heart. Stop Asian hate. Besides that, there are also reasons that people like Damian Lillard, one of them being when he was on the bench and had to sit out a game, he wore a shirt that famously said, "Stop Asian hate." He's also publicly spoken about Asians being discriminated against and hated unfairly. He's had a hard year. Despite all his success on the hardwood over the past 2 years, Lillard has been dealing with issues away from basketball. The All-Star guard revealed he lost 6 family members and close friends over the last 18 months. Love him or hate him, at the end of the day, he's just human and deserves not to be that hated on. There are definitely other way more annoying celebrities out there. Last year, he first found the dead bodies of his chef and his cousin on 2 different occasions. He also lost a family friend and aunt to COVID. He's also made efforts to raise awareness for mental health along with other stars such as Kevin Love. Alright, that's it for today. Comment down below and let us know what you think. Is all the hate towards Damian Lillard well deserved, or does he deserve some love too? Until next time, bye.